You need to put passion into it.
Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercising my first amendment rights vlog style. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. When I started this channel back in 2013, I did so with the intent of fitting in with this community I was watching at the time known as the Ranting community. And back then, it was a popular thing to have these catchy channel names like PM Rants, Nate Talks to You, JJ Discussions, may God rest his soul, etc. When I created this channel, I wanted to come up with a catchy sounding name for a rant channel that didn't sound like it was ripping anyone off, and I wanted it to incorporate Shades, the IRL nickname I've had since 2008 after a story involving a shitty haircut, an overuse of hair gel, and a pair of aviators, and RanterInShades was the first original sounding name I thought of. However, something that became a talking point even back then was people saying, "Shades, you're not really a ranter. You're not really ranting. You're just talking." And it's stupidly clear nowadays that you're reading from a script. Your channel name is so misleading, like, where's the ranting? Now, for the longest time, I always saw that as a dumb no true Scotsman. The thing that would always go through my mind is, imagine trying to gatekeep something as innocuous as rant videos on YouTube. Like, what is it about this genre that gets people to be this overprotective of it? I mean, there were other people in the community that wrote scripts for their content, and a number of channels I can think of that speak in such a way that it's pretty obvious they're reading from a script, and it doesn't seem to be a deterrent for them considering they have many times the amount of subscribers that I do, but I guess it's a problem when I do it, huh? To me, it always seemed like a backhanded jab at me specifically whenever people complained about this particular style, and a roundabout way of projecting your preference for the unscripted, unedited style of ranting over the style I've cultivated. And like, it's fine if you have that preference, it is subjective, but this particular criticism really bothered me for the longest time, and it still does, mainly because I always resented essentially being told that despite the effort I put in to make my content high quality and extravagant, it's inferior because I'm not appeasing your idea of what a rant is. Never mind the benefits of having a script like being concise, being careful with your wording, making sure your points are logically sound and you aren't going too far off the handle, etc. Like I said, there were other people in this community writing scripts for their content, and no one, to my knowledge, has ever tried disputing their being labeled as ranters, which is why I always believed that rant had a more broad definition on YouTube than simply yelling unscripted on camera, and could basically be summed up as a lengthy stringing together of words about a given subject. Speaking style doesn't matter, whether you write a script or not doesn't matter, and editing style or lack thereof doesn't matter, just as long as it's a compact video giving your thoughts on whatever the subject is. That's what my understanding always was. But after doing some thinking and taking a good look at the kind of videos I've been making over the last few years, I found myself wondering, what if those people have a point? I asked a couple friends what comes to mind when they think of rant videos, and this is what they had to say.
So, Atticus the Death Metaler, I have a question. What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of rant videos? Don't think too hard on it, just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Europe.
Generally speaking, when I think of rant videos, I just think of someone that wants to passionately share their 2 cents on a subject that they want to speak their mind about.
When I think of internet rant videos, I think of menacingly barking into a potato, as if anyone can hear me. I hope that looks good. It's like maybe the 6th take that I've made.
The kinds of videos I've been making lately are these lengthy projects about shit no one cares about that lean hard into that video essay style, both in terms of scripting and editing. I mean, after all, the guy that's my biggest editing influence at this point in time is Lemon, someone very well known for making videos in this style. There's definitely a stark contrast in the stuff I'm making now compared to how my videos were made when I first started out. So you really gotta wonder, can what I do still be considered rants? Well, you've all heard me speak in a number of videos about how I feel about my early content in retrospect. So as part of my quest to go full measure in distancing myself from that style, I decided that after 12 years of calling myself RanterInShades, I'm gonna finally change my channel name.
What?
Now, there's probably a lot of questions going through your mind right now, like, am I insane? Why would I randomly change my branding like this after all these years, and so soon after the last video at that, let alone not taking into consideration how you guys might feel about me doing this? But what I'm sure you're really wondering right now is, what am I going to be calling myself now? Well, in keeping the theme of having Shades be a part of the name, since, again, that is my nickname in real life, the name I'm going to be going with is Essayist in Shades. I also thought about going with commentator in shades, but that one's definitely a bit of a mouthful. And as much as essayist in shades sounds really try-hard and pretentious, I feel like it's more accurate for the kind of content I've been doing nowadays since it's not as misleading as Ranter in Shades, and I know how important that is on YouTube. Admittedly, it's still kind of a dumb name, probably just as dumb of a name, if not more than Ranter in Shades, but you know what? It is what it is. That might sound vague and meaningless, but that's really all there is to it. I'm not sure how long it'll take YouTube to process this change, but you should be seeing the change pretty soon. If my channel name hasn't changed by the time you're watching this, it means that it's taken a while on YouTube's end. It'll definitely take a little while for all of us to get used to. I'm still trying to feel comfortable saying the name after 12 years of introducing myself as Ranter in Shades, but I'm confident we'll all be used to it by the end of this year. So to everyone that's ever complained about my channel name and the mismatch between the style of content I make and the style that the name implies the content should be, you have my deepest apologies for inconveniencing you. As much as I still think this argument is really petty and inconsequential, the more I think about it, the more I think I really should go all in with this rebrand. Hopefully this change doesn't upset too many people, if even at all, given how dead this channel apparently is, and hopefully I don't end up regretting this. Thank you for watching this video, take care, and have a nice day. I'm Shades, I will always be Shades no matter what name I use, and I'll see you next time. I guess by now you figured out that since my channel name hasn't changed, this was an April Fool's video. To anyone that actually got concerned by this video, I'm sorry if I worried you at all. This was just supposed to be a silly little April Fool's video where, kind of like in the Michael Jackson video I made a few years ago, it's me taking the piss out of stupid arguments in a comedic fashion, or at least what I think of as being a comedic fashion. That's it. No need to freak out at all. Alright, take care of yourselves.